Welcome to Musto Global. And yes, you may wonder how Russia, Iran, North Korea can do business with so many sanctions that they have. And yes, the answer is easy. Obviously, you know the reasons why these countries have so many sanctions. But after traveling to these countries, I have learned that actually there are ways that they do business. Yes, in this channel we talk about going where you're treated best and going to countries where you can do business, because yes, every country has opportunities. Don't listen to the mainstream media. You have to go to explore and see the opportunity wherever you go. And yes, China is definitely a big player in today's economy, but countries around China such as Russia, Iran and North Korea are suffering from sanctions. You may ask yourself, but how do they do business? In fact, the Russian economy grew at a higher rate than the European Union's economy after more than 20,000 sanctions that have been put on Russia. And obviously Iran with its nuclear program, a lot of sanctions have been put, and obviously North Korea as well. So yes, this is how North Korea, Iran, Russia can actually find a way to do business with the world. Let's start with Russia, because yes, I have been to Russia in the last couple of weeks, and yes, I understand how business is done. So basically, when the European and American Western companies left Russia, the Chinese companies came in. And yes, doing business in Russia is actually pretty much similar to what it used to be before. It's just that transferring money out of Russia is more difficult, because if you want to transfer money to another country, usually they use Dubai and China. But if you want to make payment even easier, USDT Tether is actually the easiest option, because using Tether is quite easy and the money can actually arrive as fast as 1 minute. Then you just convert the Tether USDT into cash and you get an easy transfer. So this is one way how Russian businesses are able to operate internationally. Yes, once the Western companies left Russia, the Chinese companies took over, and as you know, a lot of companies have also renamed, like McDonald's when they left Russia because of the conflict in Ukraine. Then they just renamed themselves to Vkusno I Tochka. So basically this is how many companies that left Russia, they just either changed name because of the sanctions, or they just let the Chinese businesses to come in Russia. And similar to North Korea also has a lot of sanctions, but they can still do business with Russia. In fact, Russians can enter North Korea quite easily because a lot of bilateral trade is being done. And myself, I have gone to Vladivostok. I have seen how much trade is done between the two countries, the two governments. A lot of oil and gas is being transported from Russia by ship to North Korea and also by rail. And yes, because Vladivostok, the city that I have been, which is quite near to North Korea, actually is the main hub for export from Russia to North Korea. And yes, there are actually many companies, businesses that operate in North Korea. They produce cigarettes, they produce alcohol and other things that you may surprise of hearing. And yes, Iran, similar to Russia, they also use Dubai to bypass the sanctions. Like they send money, you can find agents that can help you to send money to Dubai, and then from Dubai the money can be transferred to anywhere around the world. And Iran, they also use tunnels to actually pump their oil and send to other countries, or they use small boats. China is its ally, so transferring oil is easier, and it actually benefited India too, because when they put a cap on the price of oil and gas, India and China have benefited it the most, because they got cheap Russian oil and gas. And yes, Russia also uses Dubai and China, and Iran uses obviously Dubai and also China. There are many cars coming from China, and this has benefited the Chinese economy because Iran and Russia are actually some of the strongest partners that China has at the moment. A lot of trade is being done, so Chinese businesses have taken advantage of this situation, the sanctions that have been put on those two countries. And North Korea has Russia and China as well. So China is doing business with North Korea, Iran and Russia. So you can see, if you go to North Korea, if you go to China, if you go to North Korea, if you go to Iran, if you go to Russia, you will see actually a lot of Chinese cars. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, payments are done either using Dubai or China, and of course USDT Tether, which is very easy for transferring money. It takes us as fast as 1 minute to transfer with a very minimal fee. And yes, actually Russia has a lot of potential investment, and Musto Global actually can assist you if you like to invest in Russia, or if you're considering moving to Russia, because yes, we have a lot of experience, myself being a business consultant that is based in Cambodia. We have a company here called Musto Invest in Cambodia, but we also have an office in Russia, in Moscow city. I've had the privilege of traveling to Iran, and there are also many things from Iran that are possible to be imported from Iran. And yes, Iran is the cheapest country in the world for oil. 1 liter of gasoline is as cheap as 3 US cents. Yes, incredible. Russia is rich in oil and gas. North Korea gets all of its oil and gas from Russia, so there is a lot of trade happening. And yes, the wages are very low in Iran, very low in North Korea, so there are business opportunities for people if they want to operate in those countries. It's just that there is a certain way that things are done if you want to transfer money abroad. But yes, Musto Global is here to educate you if you want to move to another country and go to countries that actually business is possible, because there are opportunities everywhere and you don't have to listen to the mainstream media, because the world is big and every country has opportunities. And yes, if you enjoyed the video, thank you so much. Comment below, what do you think about doing business in Russia, Iran or North Korea, countries that are certain reputation at the moment. But yes, this is all I have for you today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.